Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel on Engineering Mathematics by Dr. Navneet. Friends, in this video lecture we are learning how to find the value of Fourier series for the interval 0 to 2 pi. So whenever interval value is in between 0 to 2 pi, then this is the formula which is applicable to find out the Fourier series expansion. So this is our case number 1. So case number 1 for the interval 0 to 2 pi. So then definition of Fourier series is f of x is equal to a naught plus a naught upon 2 plus this is summation a n cos of nx. Summation goes from n is equal to 1 to infinity. Then summation bn sine of nx, n is from 1 to infinity. So this is the definition of Fourier series for the interval 0 to 2 pi. So now friends, to find out the Fourier series expansion means find out the Fourier series coefficient. So coefficients are a naught, a n and bn. So these are the three results which are related to this coefficient. So value of a naught is calculated by the formula 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x dx. An is calculated with the formula 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x cos of nx dx. And that of bn is calculated by the formula 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x sine of nx dx. So after finding this three value, put all this value in equation 1, we get the required Fourier series expansion. So now let's take the first example. So friends, already we have prepared some videos based on this case number 1 where we solve more number of example. So if you wish to learn maximum number of example based on case number 1, then please watch our previous video lectures. Now let's take the first example of this video lecture. So first example is, so find out the Fourier series expansion for the function f of x is equal to, suppose this is x when the value of x is lies between 0 to pi and value of f of x is 2 pi minus x when the value of f of x, that means value of x lies between the interval pi is less than or equal to x less than 2 pi. So suppose this is the value of interval. Now to find out the Fourier series expansion of this function. So whenever friends we are solving any example based on the Fourier series expansion, first check the value of interval. So here interval is 0 to pi, then pi to 2 pi. So total length of this interval is 0 to 2 pi. That means this interval is of the type Fourier series expansion for the interval 0 to 2 pi. So this is our case number 1. So whenever case number 1 is there, so then write down this as the definition of Fourier series. F of x is equal to a naught by 2 plus summation a n cos of nx plus summation bn sine of nx. Let's call this as equation number 1. So now to find out the Fourier series expansion of this term means find out these three coefficient. Now let's find out the first coefficient. So definition of first coefficient is 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi then f of x dx. Now friends, observe that, so here interval is 0 to 2 pi. So but in given example, this interval is splitted into the two parts. So let's divide this into the two parts according to the integration results. We can write this as 1 upon pi into curly bracket. Friends, when we solve any example, when we find the value of integration, use rectangular bracket. But when we split integration into the two parts, then in that case use curly bracket. So then value of first interval is 0 to pi. So we can write this as 0 to pi. Then for this interval, definition of f of x is x. So we can write this as x dx. Plus next interval is pi to 2 pi. So we can write this as pi to 2 pi. Then for this interval, definition of f of x is 2 pi minus x into dx. So now this curly bracket will get over. So now to find out the value of a naught means find out this integration. So now just simplify this 1 upon pi. Then friends, whenever we find the value of integration, use rectangular bracket. Integration of x is x square upon 2, its limit is 0 to pi. So its limit is 0 to pi, plus second integration. So this is pi, 2 pi is constant, integration is x. So we use here the concept of integration of c dx, which is c into x. So here 2 pi is constant, minus integration of x is x square upon 2. So we can write this as x square upon 2. Its limit is pi to 2 pi. So in this way we can easily calculate the value of integration. So friends, please try to understand that whenever we are finding the value of a naught, this is the only result which is applicable in most of the example for finding the value of first coefficient. Now let's simplify this. We get this as 1 upon pi in bracket. So we get this as, friends, we are putting the value of upper limit, so write down one curly bracket. So this is circular bracket. This is pi square upon 2 minus this is 0. So we can write this as upper limit, this as lower limit. Now this is over. Then we can put the value of upper and lower limit for the second. So here if we put x is equal to 2 pi, then this is 2 to the, this is 4 pi square minus this is 4 pi square upon 2. This is the value of upper limit, minus put the value of lower limit. Lower limit is pi. So we can write this as, so this is 2 into this is pi square minus this is pi square upon 2. So now this bracket will get over and this will get over. Now friends, here please try to understand that whenever we split the given equation into the two parts, then we are using the concept that is called as curly bracket concept. Then when we find the value of integration, we are using the concept of rectangular bracket. And for putting the value of upper limit and lower limit, we are using circular bracket. So these are the use of three types of bracket. So curly bracket for splitting integration into the two parts, rectangular bracket for finding integration, and this circular bracket for putting the value of upper limit and lower limit. Now just simplify this. So we get this as 1 upon pi, then in bracket, so we get this as pi square upon 2. Now just simplify this. We get this as plus, we get this as, if we take 2 common, then this become 4 to the 8, then this again become pi square upon 2, minus, if we take denominator 2 common, then this is 4, then minus 1, that means this is 3 pi square. So once again simplify this. So we get this as 1 upon pi, then this is pi square upon, everywhere denominator is, if we take denominator common, then we get this as 2. So this is pi square plus 4 pi square minus 3 pi square. Now this is so now this become 2 pi square, so which is 1 upon pi, then 5 pi square, that means this is 2 pi square upon 2. So this pi will get cancelled. So finally we will reach to the answer as pi. So now this is the first value of first coefficient a naught. The value of a naught is pi. Now let's find out the value of second coefficient, which is an. Now friends, let's find out the second coefficient. So value of second coefficient is an. So we can write the value of an is equal to 1 upon pi, then integration 0 to 2 pi, then this is f of x cos of nx dx. Now friends, here observe that again this equation given example is split into two parts. So let's divide this into the two parts and write the next step as 1 upon pi as it is. So we are splitting, that's why curly bracket, then first interval is 0 to pi, then for this interval value of f of x is x. So we can write this as x into cos of nx dx, plus next interval, so next interval is pi to 2 pi, so we can write this as pi to 2 pi, then value of f of x for this interval is 2 pi minus x into this cos of nx dx as it is. So in this way we can split the given equation into the two parts. So now next step is, friends, to find out the integration of this term and this term. So if we try to find the integration of first term, then this first term is the product of two term. So to find out the integration of product of two term, use generalized rule for integration by parts. So this rule is first function integration of second minus derivative of first integration of second plus second derivative third integration and so on. So this is the formula. So for the first integration, so value of u is x and choose the value of v as cos of nx. So if we try to simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon pi. We are finding the value of integration, that's why rectangular bracket. So just you use this rule, we get this as x into integration of cos term. So we know that integration of cos is sine, so we can write this as sine of nx upon n, first function integration of second, minus derivative of first, derivative of x is 1, we get next term as integration of sine term, integration of sine is minus, this is cos of nx upon n into n, n square. Now friends, next derivative is 0, so we get here as the final step. Now its limit is 0 to pi, so plus. Now friends, find out the value of integration for the second term. Again, this second term is the integration, is the product of two term. This is the first term and this is second term. So to find out the integration of product of two term, use generalized rule for integration by parts. So let's consider this as the value of u and consider this as the value of v. So while choosing the value of u and v, choose the value of u in such a way that whose derivative vanishes as early as possible, because we are taking here derivative of u. Now friends, first term, so this is 2 pi minus x, first term. So then v1 integration of cos is sine, so we can write this as sine of nx upon n, first term integration of second, minus derivative of first. So derivative of this term, so derivative of this term is minus 1, so we can write this as minus 1 into integration of sine according to this formula is minus cos, so we can write this as minus cos of nx upon n into n, n square. So now this bracket will get over and this bracket will also get over. Now here the value of limit is pi to 2 pi. Now friends, next step is to put the value of upper limit and lower limit. So we get this as 1 upon pi as it is, then in bracket. So when we put the value of upper limit, concentrate on cos and sine term, because value of this sine term may be 0. So now here first term is sine. If we put x is equal to pi, then we get this as sine of n pi, and value of sine of n pi is 0. So according to this formula, we write first term as 0. Now this is minus become plus. Now next step is that friends, if we put the value of upper limit as pi, then we get here as cos of n pi, and we know the value of cos of n pi, which is minus 1 raised to n. So we write this as minus 1 raised to n upon this is n square. So this is the value of upper limit, so 1 bracket, minus put the value of lower limit is 0. So here if we put the value of lower limit as 0, then concentrate on x term. So x is equal to 0, so this whole term become 0. Then again this is minus become plus. Then again if we put x is equal to 0, then this term is cos of 0, and the value of cos of 0 is 1, so we can again write this as 1 upon n square. So this is the value of upper limit and lower limit for the first integration. Now apply the same concept for the second integration, then we get this as here upper limit is 2 pi. So if we put the value of upper limit as 2 pi, then this is 2 pi minus 2 pi, so which is 0. So this first term becomes 0. Again friends, here this sign is minus become plus, again this is minus, that's why this sign is minus. So we are putting the value of upper limit, so one circular bracket is expected here. Now if we put the value of upper limit, then upper limit value is here cos of 2n pi. So we get this as cos of 2n pi, and value of cos of 2n pi is 1, so we can write this as 1 upon n square. this is the value of upper limit, 1 bracket, minus, put the value of lower limit is pi. If we put lower limit as pi, then concentrate on this sine term, sine of n pi is 0 according to this formula, so that this first term is 0. Again this is minus become plus, again this is minus, so total term is minus. If we put the value of x is equal to pi, then we get this as cos of n pi, and cos of n pi is minus 1 raised to n upon this n square as it is. So now this bracket will get over and this will also get over. So in this way we can easily put the value of upper limit and lower limit for this function. Now friends, next step is to simplify this, so we get this as 1 upon pi. After simplifying this step, this term, we get this as minus 1 raised to n upon n square. Then if we take this minus sign to the inner side, then we get this as minus 1 upon n square. Then this is again minus 1 upon n square. Then this is minus become plus. We write this as minus 1 raised to n upon this is n square. So in this way we get the expansion of this term. Now here observe that this term is repeated twice. Again this term is also repeated twice. So we can write next step as 1 upon pi. Then this is 2 time minus 1 raised to n upon this is n square minus 2 time 1 upon n square. So in this way we get the expansion of this term. So now once again if we take the term 2 common from numerator, and if we take n square common from denominator, then we get this as 2 upon pi n square in bracket, we get this as minus 1 raised to n, then this is minus 1. So now just put this as the answer of an. So friends, this is very simple things to find out the value of Fourier series for the second coefficient. So now here we find the value of an, which is 2 upon pi into n square in bracket minus 1 raised to n minus 1. So for our simplicity we will write this value here. An is equal to, this is 2 upon pi n square, then minus 1 raised to n minus 1. So this will helpful for us for the further substitution. So let's first write down the definition of Bn. So definition of Bn is 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi, then this is f of x sine of nx dx. Friends, this is the definition of Bn. So now in this definition put the value of function f of x, but this f of x is splitted into the two parts. So let's split this into the two parts. We can write this as, after splitting this into the two parts, we get this as 1 upon pi, then first limit is 0 to pi, we can write this as 0 to pi, then value of f of x is x into sine of nx dx, plus next limit is pi to 2 pi, so then value of f of x is 2 pi minus x into this is sine of nx dx. So because of the given function we split this into the two parts. Now friends, our next aim is to find out the integration of first and second term. So now find the let's observe the first term. So this is the product of two term, and to find out the integration of product of two term we can write the or we can take the help of generalized rule for integration by parts. So this rule says that first function integration of second minus derivative of first integration of second plus second derivative third integration minus third derivative fourth integration of v, and so on. So this formula is applicable. So now in this first integration, this is the value of u and this is the value of v. So while choosing the value of u and v, choose the value of u for that term which derivative vanishes as early as possible, because here we are taking the derivative of u. So that choose the value of u whose derivative vanishes as early as possible. Now friends, if we try to simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon pi, then first integration. First integration is first term x, integration of second, integration of sine. Integration of sine is minus cos, so we can write this as minus cos of nx upon derivative of nx. Derivative of nx is n. So first term integration of second minus derivative of first. Derivative of x is 1. Then integration of cos. According to this formula, we can write this as sine. So this minus remains as it is. Then this is sine of nx upon n into n. We get this as n square. So now friends, this is the value of integration of first term with the limit 0 to pi. Plus now let's find out the value of integration of second term. Again, this is the product of two term. So let's call first term as u and second term as v and use generalized rule for integration by parts. Now according to this rule, we can write this as 2 pi minus x first term. In v1 means integration of sine. Integration of sine is minus cos. We can write this as minus cos of nx upon n. First function integration of second minus, let's write down the derivative of this function with respect to x. Derivative of this function with respect to x is minus 1. So we can write this as minus 1 into integration of cos term. Integration of cos is sine. So we can write this as minus term as it is. Then this is sine of nx upon derivative of nx is n into n. We get this as n square. Now friends, here limit is pi to 2 pi. So because here limit is pi to 2 pi. So now this curly bracket will get over. So now in this way we get the value of first integration and second integration. Now next step is to put the value of upper and lower limit. So if we try to put the value of upper limit and lower limit, then we get this as integration of first upper limit. So here upper limit is pi. So this is cos term which is non-zero. So we can write this as minus sine into upper limit is pi. So we can write this as minus into pi. Then this is cos of n pi. So value of cos of n pi is minus 1 raised to n. We can write this as minus 1 raised to n upon n. Then this is minus become plus, but if we put the value of x is equal to pi, then we get this as sine of n pi, and value of sine of n pi according to this formula is 0. So we can directly write this value as 0. So this is upper limit minus, put the value of lower limit is 0. So whenever lower limit is 0, concentrate on x term. So here x is equal to 0, so this total term is 0. So we write here as 0. Again this is minus become plus. But if we put x is equal to 0, then we get this as sine of 0, and value of sine of 0 is 0. So this term is also 0. So now friends, find out the substitution, put the substitution for upper and lower limit for the second integration. So now here upper limit is 2 pi. So this is 2 pi minus 2 pi. So this total term becomes 0. So for upper limit, first term is 0. Again this is minus plus, again this is minus. But here if we put the value of x is equal to 2 pi, then we get this as sine of 2n pi, and value of sine of 2n pi is 0. So we can put this value as also 0. So this is the value of upper limit minus, put the value of lower limit. So lower limit is pi. So we can write this as, so this minus sign common, then 2 pi minus pi. So we get this as pi into cos of n pi is minus 1 raised to n upon n. Then this is minus plus, again this is minus, but sine of n pi is 0. So this term is 0. So now this bracket is complete, this bracket is also complete. Now just simplify this, we get this as 1 upon pi. Then in bracket this is minus pi minus 1 raised to n upon n. Then these terms are 0. Then this is minus become plus, this is pi minus 1 raised to n upon n. So in this way we get the expansion of this term. So now but here observe that this is negative term and this is positive term. So then these two terms will get cancelled and we will reach to the final answer as 0. So now friends, in this way we get the value of three coefficient a0, an and bn. Put all this value in this equation number 1. So if we try to put this value in equation 1, then we get equation 1 as, just put this value in equation 1. Now next step is, after substitution we get this step as f of x. So this f of x is split into the two parts. So better way, write down this f of x as it is, which is equal to. So we get the value of a naught. We know that a naught is pi. So we can write this as pi divided by 2. So we can write this as pi by 2 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity. Then put the value of a n. So this is the value of a n. We write this as 2 upon pi n square. Then this is minus 1 raised to n minus 1, then cos of nx. Now friends, our next term is 0, so we can write this as integration n is equal to 1 to infinity, then value of bn is 0, so then we get this as sine of nx. So this is the final answer. So it is not necessary to write down this step. So directly put answer up to this step. That is the final expansion for the Fourier series expansion of f of x is equal to x and 2 pi minus x. So this is the way for solving the example based on the Fourier series when given example is splitted into the two parts or it is divided into the two parts. Friends, this is the first example. Now let's take the one more example based on this first case, second example. Now friends, let's solve the second example for this video lecture. So example is find the Fourier series expansion for the function f of x is equal to 3x square minus 6x pi plus 2 pi square divided by 12 for the interval 0 to 2 pi. And deduction is that, so from given equation deduce that this is pi square upon 6 is equal to 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square and so on. So obtains a step of deduction from the answer which we obtain finally for this given example. Now here friends, observe that interval is 0 to 2 pi. Whenever interval is 0 to 2 pi, then use this as the definition of Fourier series where f of x is equal to a naught by 2 plus summation a n cos of nx, n is from 1 to infinity, and summation bn sin of nx, n is from 1 to infinity, and call this as equation number 1. So now friends, to find out the Fourier series expansion means find out the coefficient a naught, a n and bn, so which is obtained by this result. Now let's try to find out the first coefficient a naught. Its formula is 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi then f of x dx. So now here put the value of f of x. So value of f of x is 1 upon pi as it is, then integration 0 to 2 pi, then this value is 3x square minus 6x pi plus 2 pi square upon 12 dx. So this is straightforward integration. So just find out the integration of this term. So friends, in previous video lecture also I mentioned that for finding the value of first coefficient this a naught, so generally this rule is applicable. This is the only rule which is most of the time applicable. So now according to this rule we can write this as 1 upon this is 12 pi. So after taking 12 to the outside the integration. Now remaining term is this is 3x cube upon 3 minus 6x square upon 2 into pi plus this is 2 pi square into x. Because 2 pi square is constant, so integration is x. Its limit is 0 to 2 pi. So now let's put the value of upper limit and lower limit, which is very simple. So we can write this as integration. Upper limit is 2 pi, so this 3 will get cancelled. So 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6. We can write this as 8 pi cube minus 3 into 4 pi square, then this is pi cube, then we can write this as 2 into 2, then we get this as pi cube. This is the value of upper limit minus put the value of lower limit is 0. So this first term is 0, second term is 0, again third term is also 0. Just simplify this, we get this as 1 upon 12 pi. Then integration is this is 8 pi cube minus 4 3s are 12 pi cube, then this is plus 2 2s are 4 pi cube. So in this way we get the answer. So now here everywhere pi cube is there, So then this is 4, 12, then this is minus 12. So final answer of first coefficient a naught is 0. So in this way we can simply get the value of first coefficient a naught. So this is very straightforward integration. Now friends, let's find out the value of second coefficient, and we know that the second coefficient is denoted by an. So now let's write down the formula for obtaining the second coefficient and just simplify this. So now this is the formula for second coefficient. We can write value of second coefficient as 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi, then this is f of x cos of nx dx. So now here put the value of f of x. If we put the value of f of x, then this become 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi. Value of f of x is, this is 3x square minus 6x pi plus 2 pi square divided by 12. This is the value of f of x into cos of nx dx. So we can write this as cos of nx dx. Now find out the integration of this term. So friends, here observe that this 12 is constant, so we can write this as 1 upon 12 into pi. So then to find out the integration, this integration is the product of two terms, so we can use the general rule for integration by parts. So I will write here rule. So integration of uv dx is equal to first function integration of second minus derivative of first integration of second plus second derivative third integration and so on. So this rule is applicable. So if we compare this example with this, so this first term is the value of u and this is the value of v. So now use this rule, so we can write this as 1 upon 12 pi. So because 12 is constant outside the integration, so 1 upon 12 pi. First term, this is 3x square minus 6x pi plus 2 pi square. First term into integration of cos term. Integration of cos is sine, so we can directly write this as sine of nx, but this is other than x. Derivative of nx is n, that's why denominator value is n. Minus, friends, take the derivative of this term. So derivative of this term is 6x, then minus 6 pi. This is 6x minus 6 pi. This term is 0, so this is the derivative of this term. Now integration of sine term. So integration of sine is minus, so we can write this as minus cos of nx upon n into, so this n we get this as n square. The next term is plus, so we can write this as plus derivative of this term. So derivative of this term with respect to x is 6, we can write this as 6 into integration of cos term. Integration of cos is sine, but this sine is as it is, first sine as it is, then this is sine of nx upon this is n cube. This bracket will get over and its limit is 0 to 2 pi. Its limit is 0 to 2 pi. So this is the way to apply the general rule for integration by parts. After applying this general rule for integration by parts rule, next step is to put the value of upper limit and to put the value of lower limit. Friends, if we try to put the value of upper limit, then here upper limit is 2 pi. So here concentrate on sine term when we put the value of limit. Here this value is sine of nx. If we put upper limit, then we get this as sine of 2n pi, and we know that the value of sine of 2n pi is 0, so we can directly write the value of first term as 0. Then this is minus and this is minus, so this minus minus become plus. Then if we put upper limit as 2 pi, then we get this as 6 into 2 pi, so that means we get this as 12 pi minus 6 pi. Then this is cos of 2n pi, and we know that the value of cos of 2n pi is 1, so we can write this as 1 upon n square. Now friends, our third step is in terms of sine, and sine of 2n pi, sine of 2n pi is 0, so we can write next term as 0. So in this way we put the value of upper limit. Now put the value of lower limit. Value of lower limit is 0. Whenever we put the value of lower limit, concentrate on x and sine term. So lower limit is 0, so this first term is 0, so this term is 0, so but this sine term is 0, sine of 0 is 0, so this whole term becomes 0, minus if we put x is equal to 0, then this minus minus become plus. If we put x is equal to 0, then we get this as 6 minus, so that we get this as minus 6 pi into 1 upon n square, because cos of 0 is 1, then again this is sine of 0, sine of 0 is 0, so this term is 0. So now if we simplify this, then we get this as 1 upon 12 pi, then in bracket. So this is 12 pi minus 6, that means we get this as 6 pi upon this is n square. Then again friends, this is minus minus become again plus, this is 6 pi upon n square. This is 6 pi upon n square and 6 pi upon n square. So if we try to simplify this, then we get this as this term is repeated twice, so 6 to the 12 pi upon this is n square, and this 1 upon 12 n square is as it is, so we can write this as 1 upon 12 pi. So this term will get cancelled and we reach to the final answer as 1 upon n square. So friends, in this way we get the value of second coefficient an. Now next thing is that to find out the value of third coefficient bn. So difference between an and bn is that only cos is replaced by sine term. So now let's find out the value of bn. So value of bn is equal to 1 upon pi integration 0 to 2 pi f of x. Only replace this cos by sine term, sine of nx dx, which is equal to, put the value of f of x is replace here. Now replace cos by here sine term. Then again to find out the integration of product of two term, use general rule for integration by parts. So if we apply the general rule for integration by parts, then we get next step as, so which is a simple one, just apply this rule. So now we get this is equal to 1 upon pi as it is, then in bracket after applying this rule, first term u as it is, so value of u is 3x square minus 6x pi plus 2 pi square. First term into integration of second, v1 means integration of second term, integration of sine is minus cos, we can write this as minus cos of nx upon n, first function integration of second, minus, so this sign is minus, derivative of u, so derivative of this term, so derivative of this term is 6, this is x minus 6 pi, it's a derivative. Then again v2 means integration of v1, so integration of cos term, integration of cos is sine, so we can write this as sine of nx upon this is n into n, we get this as n square, but here minus sign is there, so we can put this minus sign as it is. Now next step is plus, we can write this as plus derivative of u dash, that means derivative of this term with respect to x. Friends, this sign is because of the formula, so don't consider this sign while taking the derivative. So derivative of this term is 6. Then again integration of sine term, which is minus cos, so this minus minus become plus, we get this as cos of nx upon n into n square, we get this as n cube. Now its limit is 0 to 2 pi. So in this way we use the general rule for integration by parts and we come to this step. Now friends, next step is to put the value of upper limit and to put the value of lower limit. Now if we try to put the value of upper limit, then here the value of upper limit is 2 pi. So then concentrate on sine term, sine becomes 0. So now this sign is minus, so we can take this as minus. So then if we put x is equal to 2 pi, then this term become, so this is 2 3s are 4 3s are 12, this is pi square minus this is 6 to the 12, again this is pi square plus 2 pi square, this is the first term. Then this is cos of 2n pi, which is 1. So we can write this as 1 upon n. Then this is minus minus become plus, but here term is sine, and the value of sine of 2n pi is 0. So this next term is 0. Again this term is 6 time. We get this as cos of 2n pi, and cos of 2n pi is 1. We directly write this as 1 upon n cube. This is the value of upper limit, minus put the value of lower limit. So here friends, lower limit is 0. So this all terms become 0. We can write this as minus. So this is only 2 pi square, then this is 0. So then we get this as minus 2 pi square upon n. Then because of sine of 0, this second term is 0. So this is 0 plus 6 time. Then if we put x is equal to 0, then this is cos of 0. Cos of 0 is 1. We get this as 1 upon n cube. So in this way we put the value of upper limit and lower limit. Now once again simplify this, we get this as 1 upon pi. Then so if we simplify this, then this term will get cancelled. So we get this as minus 2 pi square upon n, then plus 6 upon, this is n cube, then this is minus minus become plus 2 pi square upon n. Again because of this minus sign, this sign will get changed. This is minus 6 upon, this is n cube. So friends, in this way we get the simplification of this term. Now this term and this term will get cancelled, this term and this term will get cancelled, and we reach to the final answer of Bn as 0. Now in this way we get the value of first coefficient a0, an and bn. So put all this value in our equation number 1. So after putting this value in equation 1, we get the value required value for the Fourier series expansion. Just substitution part is remaining. Just put the value of this upper limit and put the value of these 3 coefficient. So now here we get this value as 3x square. So value of f of x. So put the value of f of x, which is 3x square minus 6x pi plus 2 pi square upon 12 is equal to. Now put the value of a0. We know that value of a0 is 0. So first term is 0 plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity, then an. So value of an, we know that we get the value of an as 1 upon n square into cos of nx plus summation n is equal to 1 to infinity. Value of bn is 0. Then we get this as sine of nx. So in this way we get the required Fourier series expansion for the given function. Now once again question is to obtain such type of deduction. We know that this deduction is obtained by putting a particular value for x. Just simplify this side. So we get this as 1 upon 1 square into, this is cos x plus this is cos of 2x upon, this is 2 square, plus this is cos of 3x upon, this is 3 square, plus cos of 4x upon, this is 4 square, and so on. So this is the expansion of the given function as per the Fourier representation. Now our aim is to obtain this deduction. Now friends, observe that in this deduction, this is 1 upon 1 square, 1 upon 2 square, 1 upon 3 square. So here we get this as 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, and so on. So our requirement is that, so numerator value must be 1. So when this value become 1, we know that value of cos of 0 is 1. That's why if we put x is equal to 0, then we get all the numerator value as 1. So that's why substitution is put x is equal to 0. So now this left hand side become, this is 0, this term is 0. So we get this as 2 pi square upon 12 is equal to, this is 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square plus 1 upon 4 square, and so on. So this is 2 1s are 2, 2 6 are 12. So in this way we get the required deduction for the given example. So now friends, this is the second example. Now we stop here. So let's take some example for your practice purpose. Now friends, time is to test your knowledge. Now for testing your knowledge, so total 4 examples are provided here. So solve this 4 example based on the 3D part which we have discussed here now. Now first example is function f of x is equal to e raised to minus x for the interval 0 to 2 pi. Now here answer is given, so answer of this term is given here. So here for finding the Fourier series expansion of this term, general rule for integration by parts is not applicable. So use the concept e raised to alpha x, then this is e raised to alpha x into cos of beta x for finding the value of an, and similarly e raised to alpha x into sine of beta x. Use this formula for finding the value of bn. So for finding the value of this first equation for an and bn, general rule for integration by parts is not useful. In that case, use these 2 results for finding the value of integration, or to find the value of a naught and an bn. Now this is the second example. So here x into sine x, so we can easily find out the value of a naught, but for finding the value of an and bn, use the formula as sine a cos b, and again this is sine a sine b. Because after putting f of x is equal to x sin x, we get this as x sin x into cos x. To get the standard form, use result. Now again, if we put the value of f of x is equal to x sin x for bn, then we get this as sin term. So use this formula for finding the value of bn. So now answer is given here for this second. Now third example is root of 1 minus cos x. So use the trigonometric formula and convert given equation in terms of sine term, and we can get answer to this question which is represented here. Now next step is a and minus a. A and minus a both are constant terms, so we can easily find the value of a naught, an and bn. So friends, here these 4 examples are given for your practice purpose. So please solve all these 4 examples and verify your answer which is provided on this screen. So friends, I hope you people like this lecture. So thanks for watching this video lecture. Thank you. Thanks to one and all.